September 15th, 2025. Can I get a roll call?
Diane.
Here.
Herb. Here. Hillary.
Here.
Jody.
Here.
Kim.
Here.
Rebecca.
Here.
Carly.
Here.
Jan.
Here.
And Leslie.
All right, let's stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so first off is DHS student report with the student council.
Hello, I'm Brian Leda. I am the student council president for this school year. So what's going on at Brandon High School? Right now, they are starting to bring in college reps for seniors to figure out, kind of get an idea on where they want to go. Whether it's military right now, this month is SDSU, U of M, and Navy. So we had back to school night on the 9th. Spanish Honor Society is starting all their meetings. Our first one was last week on Wednesday, and we are starting to vote for our new officers this Wednesday. So that is exciting for them. There's a band competition at Troy Adams High School on the 27th. NHS is doing a big can drive right now. It's actually going really well. Every time I look in the little boxes, it's always full. So good for them. This is just for like their future projects to help fund for the community and stuff like that. Hawk Time, that is in the process of starting to get going. They're going to assign their leaders to all the different classrooms, and they're going to pick the students in those classrooms. And I believe it will start next month, late this month. So we'll see for that. Robotics has their open house on the 18th and a robotics competition on the 20th. And senior sunrise was late August. And a nice picture of me and my group of friends, and then one of the many boxes lying around for NHS. So for sports, cross country is 5th in the league right now. We have a meet on the 20th versus Lake Orion. Football said their big Central Michigan game, so that was a lot of fun. I was there. And we lost to Goodrich on Friday, sadly, but it was a good game. We held them there. Soccer, tied the Lake Fan on Friday, and they play Goodrich right now. So best luck to them. I'm excited. I hope they win. Swim and dive just beat Holly on last Thursday, and after county swim meets on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Volleyball had a tournament on Saturday, and they play at Lake Fenton on Wednesday. Tennis played Flushing on Tuesday, and we play Lake Fenton Linden tomorrow. Holly on Thursday, and a tournament on Saturday. So busy week for the tennis team. And Palms has a clinic game with Littles on Friday. So what's going on in student council? We're very busy right now. We're planning for homecoming. That is a lot. The theme is Rio, in case you guys haven't heard. Our dance is on the 12th. We're in the process of picking out spirit days, doing our court voting, inviting everyone for the parade, and finalizing our pep games. And they're not officially approved, but if some of them do get approved, I'm very excited for those. So just know. We're helping plan for the school-wide lunch. We're just getting some games and stuff for the students to enjoy. We want to keep them busy. And our spirit shirts orders just stopped, so we're going to get those in soon, and we're going to start handing them out as soon as we get them. And then our Emperor and Empress one just came out. So the winners, the court winners for teachers. So that's pretty much right now. Any questions?
And that's top secret, right?
Top secret.
Top secret.
No sneak peeks.
Sounds great.
All right. Thank you guys.
Okay, next up is superintendent report.
All right, I'd like to start off this evening with Jesse Johnson, our Director of Athletics here in Brandon School District, who's going to be showcasing his department for the board. Thanks, Jesse.
Yep. Someone's gonna have to show me how to use this remote.
Left, right.
That's easy. Yeah, I was making sure Cooper got back on practice right now. So. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to make this quick, but I just first one I want to do is kind of talk about just some of the things that we're proud of in the athletic department that we accomplished last year and this year, and then kind of get into what we're planning for relative future. I'm talking in the next 2-3 weeks and things that we want to get done. Some things that are final and something that's actually going to be coming out tomorrow as far as social media wise. First off, kind of focus on student athletes. Focus on that first word, student. Last year at this time, looking over students' grades from the summertime, we had 34 student athletes that were failing classes. They had to take summer school because to make up that grade, to be eligible. It was something I sat down last fall about and said, you know what, we really need to put an end to this. I sat down with my coaches at my fall, winter, and spring meetings and said we need to focus more on academics and the coaching, on the sports athletic coaching side of this. What did we do? More frequent grade checks. We were doing grade checks roughly every 6 weeks 2 years ago. We moved it up to every 4 weeks last year. Study table. Instead of just kids sitting around and roaming the school after school, majority of our teams did a study table. If they weren't in the weight room, they were studying. Relationships between the athletic department and teachers. I think if there's any high school teachers in here, I think I have a very, very open door policy when it comes to the athletic department. I want to know what's going on with our kids. I want to know what's going on in class. Are we having trouble with our kids? Are our kids doing great? Not just the negatives, but the positives too. So I had a lot of teachers last year reach out to me about grades. Hey, we're struggling with this kid in class, but this kid's doing great. Hey, this kid's missed 4 or 5 assignments. Jesse, can you check in with them and see what's going on? Once again, there's just more coach and team involvement when it comes to the academics part of being a student athlete. Results from that, 2023, 2024, we had 109 Metro League Scholar athletes. Last year we had 147. And that's with our enrollment dropping a little bit, so the percentage is even better. What I really got into this about was the 34 student athletes that had a failing grade the previous summer. Last year we had a total of 9, so it worked. Like I said, we really wanted to focus on that student part, and I feel like we did that this last year, which was really, really exciting. And we'll continue to do that this year to make sure our student athletes know that they're student first, athlete second. A little bit more fun thing next. Student athlete experiences. When I got here, it was something I really wanted to get into was being a high school athlete is a tremendous experience. I want them to be able to have memories that they'll have forever. With that being said, sometimes it's different than just playing in a gym, playing in our home gym that we play in all the time. We're practicing all the time. So I really focused on, and I'm going to continue to focus on giving our student athletes different experiences. Some things that we've done already. Our boys soccer team, for the second year in a row, has went up to the UP. First time, last year was the first time ever one of our teams went to the UP to play. They did that again this year. Our boys basketball team went to Little Caesars Arena last winter. Played at Little Caesars Arena, same place as the Pistons play. Our football, our cheer, comms, and band, over 100 student athletes went to Central Michigan 2 weeks ago and played at their campus. Very, very cool experience for everybody involved. Some things I'm working on right now with that. I'm trying to get our baseball team down to Comerica Park to play at Comerica Park where the Tigers play, and get our softball team down to Oakland University to play. Once again, just trying to broaden the horizons on where our student athletes are playing at. It's a lot of work, but I think it's gratifying having those kids come to my office and say, hey, that was awesome. What we're working on now, Platinum Athletes, something that we actually just ordered the patches. The objective of this is trying to get more kids out for sports. And I'm not just talking about varsity. To become a Platinum Athlete, you just have to play a sport, 3 sports a year. It don't have to be varsity, it can be a freshman level, JV level, varsity level. We need to up our numbers. We're seeing, and this isn't just here at Brandon, it's across the entire Flint Metro League, and I'm assuming across the state. Kids' numbers of playing sports are way, way down. One, I just don't think kids are playing as many sports, and 2, AAU sports and travel sports are really killing high school athletics, where these kids now think that, hey, if I want to go to college and play volleyball, I got to play college volleyball. I got to play volleyball all year round. We're trying to push against that. Flushing is doing this. This is actually where I got the idea from, is Flushing. They put this into play, and they actually saw their participation numbers rise. So it worked for them. I'm really hoping it's working for us. This will be new. So once again, it's any student athlete that plays 3 sports. If you play 3 sports in a year, you'll get a patch that goes across your varsity jacket that says I'm a Platinum Athlete. If you do that Platinum Athlete for all 4 years, I'll be giving you a gold coin. A silver platinum coin at the end of 4 years. That platinum coin will get you into all home athletic events for Brandon as long as I'm here. It's kind of a thank you to our student athletes for playing 3 sports for 4 years. So something kind of cool, it's different, but hoping it can get kids out for sports. Athlete training. This news is actually going out tomorrow, which Just got to deal with ETS Performance Base out of Oxford. Brooke and Tony are the two trainers up here. 4 days a week, 2 hours a day, middle school athletes, high school athletes. All athletes are welcome. We're going to have a female trainer here 2 days a week, a male trainer here 2 days a week. Our female athletes can be here with the guy trainers here, and our girl athletes can be with the guy trainers here. We're just trying to get our kids in the weight room as much as they can. I'm a true believer in the weight room, and that evens everything out as far as athletics. Every year, you might not be as genetically gifted as the team you're playing, but if you work hard in the weight room, you get stronger, explosive, less injury prone. That weight room can be very, very important when it comes to the actual competition phase. This program is all of our teams are paying for it. So every single varsity team, out of their fundraising, that's how they're going to be paying for it. And I'm going to supplement it with athletic department and the vending machine down the hallway. So that vending machine money is going to help pay for trainers. It's something I'm very, very excited about. And I think in 2-3 years, when this becomes just a normal thing of what we do, that we're in the gym, we're working out, we're going to see the results from it. Am I going to say the results are going to be immediate? No, but I'm hoping 2-3 years down the road, when this becomes just part of our athletic culture, we will see the results of it. The last one is a Huddle school-wide package. So Huddle does a whole lot of different things. Right now we have about 3 teams that use Huddle. Huddle, it's basically filming, okay? Filming games, whether that be highlight reel for kids trying to get to college. They make their highlights to send to colleges on Huddle. But it has so many more different features. We are the 5th school in the Flint Metro League that has this. Some of the things that includes student athlete recruitment highlights, 3 cameras, 2 fixed. One will go in the gym, one will go on the football field, and another one, a portable one, that our soccer teams, our baseball teams, our volleyball teams, all those teams can take with them wherever they go. What's cool about this package is if we play, I know Goodrich is one of the schools that has this package, is if we play at Goodrich, we play there, it's automatically uploaded to our site. Something along that goes with this is free streaming. So you can't make a volleyball game, you can't make a basketball game, you can't make homecoming and you want to watch court, you'll be able to stream all of it right there. I don't think the camera will be here before the homecoming this year, but I'm hoping in wintertime that we can all get that started. You can see the teams that it's going to affect. We'll be able to do boys and girls basketball, wrestling, boys and girls soccer, middle school, high school football, cheerleading, poms, baseball, softball, boys and girls tennis, and volleyball. It's going to be very, very instrumental for helping our kids. 100 hours of film storage per team, and Huddle Assist and Huddle Sideline is huge for us. Our coaches spend hours and hours and hours breaking down film, putting stats together, all of that type of stuff. Huddle actually does it for you with this team package. So now our coaches can start focusing on our other teams and being successful. So that's all I've got. Is there any other questions for me about where we are in athletic department?
Great news.
That's great.
I love
Awesome.
all
I have
of
a
this.
question.
Yeah.
So the Platinum Athlete, all of these things are starting this year?
Yep, the Platinum Athlete, obviously, we're actually gonna go retro too. So we're starting it this year, but if a senior has done 3 sports for 4 years, they're gonna be getting that Platinum point at the end of this year.
So any current high school students will be part of that?
Yep, so even say they were a 3-sport athlete when they were a sophomore, we're gonna go back and give them that patch from their sophomore year.
Can I just say thank you for incorporating the scholar athlete perspective and really focusing on that? I think so many students need that, and it's wonderful. I'm so excited for that.
I appreciate it.
Thank
But
you.
it was a lot of work by our coaches to, hey, where can we get extra study table in? How can we do it? When can we do it? And everybody bought in. So, I mean, going from 34 field grades 2 years ago to 9, it was very, 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 very good of our student athlete and our coaches.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Lowers, you're next. Can you top that? What do you think?
I don't know, we'll try.
I'd like to introduce Mr. George Flowers, who's here to speak to the board about a program called Building Your Future.
So we're going to play this video. I'm George Lowers. I work for Commercial Contracting Corporation. We're the 3rd largest general contractor in the state of Michigan. And we have this program that we do at local high schools called Building Your Future. It's all about bringing building trades to the kids in school.
Alexis, can I try to assist? The power went out the other day, so interesting and fun things happen when that happens. Have you ever noticed that at home?
Yeah. This happens over all the time.
So give you a little backdrop of what
Good job, George.
what this is from. This is from North Branch High School, here back on August 20th and 21st. This is a 2-day event that we put on for these kids. Roughly about $3 million worth of equipment that's come out from CCC and other trade partners that we have involved with us, from Midland Tool to crane companies to different vendors, Modern Concrete out of Metamora, deliver concrete. So typically, we always try to deliver what we can to a school, right? When we come out to do a show, we want to give something back. And giving back, concrete is one of our signature things that we do as a company. We try to put concrete down in places. So what you're going to see here is the excavation portion, the concrete placement, and what we built were 4 pad areas for around the baseball and softball fields, which allowed the students to place concrete for the bleachers so they didn't have to mow around.
Thanks for coming. Hi, good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming. Students today, they've been back to school since Monday.
We're out here working with students, introducing them to trades, giving them some hands-on experience.
Carpentry, ironwork, and millwrights, concrete pouring, excavation.
These are opportunities that these kids don't know anything about.
There's a lot of kids that think, they have to go to college because that's all they know.
We just don't have enough opportunities out there to get these kids involved in the construction trades.
The conversation's the big thing. They can go to any other event and see it all, but here is where they're going to get the personal one-on-one touch.
It's gonna bubble up a bit more.
So we're gonna come up on one person. So explain what your trade is to them. Then you're gonna hit it straight every time.
How can you tell you more?
Tell them your stories. Tell them what sucks. Tell them what's awesome.
And these two fingers hold the trigger.
Okay.
Butter and toast. Give them the truth, because they're picking a career.
At least it's something they tried. They could take it off their list, add it to their list, but they experienced it.
What was your favorite part?
Welding, definitely.
Helping smooth out concrete. Operating the crane.
Definitely the welding.
Operating the forklift.
There's some workers out there, they're willing to work, their boots are muddy. We're just trying to steer them in the right direction.
The sense of purpose really exists in the work that we do.
Changing the skyline, seeing an open field, and then having the opportunity to build a new building.
I see people that I'm like, I was part of that, They don't know it, but I was part of that.
I've never been interested in this kind of thing, but after trying a lot of it was actually a lot of fun and something I think I would like.
If you want to work for a family and feel like you're part of a family, you want to work with CCC.
We're great friends, we joke around, we have a ball.
We have a great group of people overall. More companies need to get involved. Those shops are not being built. That's why events like these are so important. It takes a village, really. It can't just be one company. It needs to be every company out there.
So why am I here? Well, here on the 26th of September, we are going to host this event here at this school. So we're going to bring the show here. So we've got about 28 people on my staff that will be working here for a day. It will be a day show instead of a 2-day show, only because we're late in the year, right? We're running out of good weather time, so we're going to come in. We're going to have welding here. We're going to have millwrights here. We got a big autonomous skate that we use for our millwrights for moving heavy equipment. So that big orange can that you've seen, they're gonna actually be able to drive that remote control way out there. So that's about a 18,000-pound piece of equipment there that comes in. So we got a lot of things that the kids will be involved with, the carpentry side to the welding. Ironworkers Local 25 will be here. They will be setting up a platform. We'll be able to have the kids climb a column and go up and ring the bell. We got quite a bit of activity here for them. Welding, a bunch of different activities. We also got our HR department coming in as well. They're gonna have QR codes that our kids will be able to scan, take photos of, if they decide to choose to do it on a different time, which will help them with the resume building. So one thing that we talked about the building trades, right? Well, there's still resumes that have to be done to get into these positions. So we're gonna work with them to get resumes completed and built and have an actual professional there. She's our talent acquisition personnel. She will be here and she will actually go with these kids and work with them to have them, to give them the opportunity to, you know, what are you supposed to dress like? How are you supposed to act? What is your vision contact? You know, all the 5 blocking, basically, cover all the bases, right? So we got a lot to do in one day. We'll get it completed. We'll set up on the 25th and then perform starting at 7 a.m. on the 26th.
So are the kids just cycling in to see you, or how does
Yeah,
that work?
so it'll be through the welding class, the automotive class, or the small engine class, and then the wood shop. And then I know Mr. Gillette has talked about trying to bring some of the 8th graders over to see if they're interested in doing something with us next year, which is totally fine by me. More the merrier. Yes?
I'm very impressed with this, and again, I always said to my kids or other people that talk about things that their kids have done, resume builder, that you're even focusing on that part of what it would be to get a job in this field too, so.
Yeah, so it's just not construction, right? It's just not swinging a hammer, welding steel together. There's salesmen that are involved in it, there's lawyers, there's accounting, there's secretarial skills, there's marketing, you name it. It's all part of being construction. There's probably 40 other jobs that sit behind the sidelines that we don't even see when we talk about construction, right? That are part of this whole program. And we're gonna bring a large portion. So the first fellow that talked in there, Jason Davey, that's one of my directors for our company. So we'll have directors here, we'll have vice presidents here from our corporation, all the way down to the field craft worker.
That's awesome. I hope you spark some interest from the trade family in that, and more people in the
Yeah,
trade.
so that leads us into Skills USA. So now CCC is going to be the host member of Skills USA for the carpentry, the masonry, electrical, and plumbing at the Skills USA event in end of April. I believe it's the 17th, 18th, and 19th of April.
What is Skills USA? Who's that targeted towards?
So Skills USA is a competition for high school kids, which gives them an opportunity, I talked about it in the springtime, which gives them an opportunity to qualify for a regional, or I'm sorry, not regional, but for a national competition, which is held in Atlanta. Great program. There'll be over 6,000 competing groups there. There's over 250 events at this here. We're gonna take on like 4 small events. This year, they're gonna open up the divider wall at the Van Andel Arena, and we're gonna have automotive will be in there as well. So General Motors is a big one. There's like 3 big parts on that side. CCC will be the main host sponsor for the carpentry, the team builds, individual builds, and then masonry and plumbing and electrical. So it's something that we're working towards. I know Mason DePatti is looking to get some of his kids into the welding side. So when Local 25 is here, when Brad Pierce is here, he's the organizer for Local 25. He's gonna work with him to get our kids signified in the charter, right? Once we have a charter set up through the school system that puts them, which signifies the school as part of this program, then we can get kids into all different phases of it. So you may have some of your kids that are going to OSTC that are part of the culinary arts, right? Or maybe it's the hairdressing. These are all parts of Skills USA. So there's all these different programs out there where these kids can get an opportunity to compete and take it to a national level. Last year, the main speaker at the national level was Mike Rowe.
Will kids be able to come that are not necessarily in the classes that you mentioned, or is it only the classes that you
If
mentioned?
they've got opportunities to come down, come down. We are more than willing to support anything we can get out there. I don't know what their curriculum looks like for the day. This is basically built for the trade classes, but it's not to say that there's somebody else that's in a robotic program that isn't wanting to see what's going on. Once all the equipment starts getting here, and they get to see it, and they start hearing about it as they go back into the classes through the day, there's gonna be a lot of people wanting to know what's going on out there.
That's awesome, thank you.
Yep.
All right, George, well, I was kind of joking, saying if you can top that. Both very impressive presentations. Now you're stuck with me, I'm up next. So. I do want to take a few minutes to share with the board some information regarding our strategic plan. As you recall, I became superintendent in March of 2023, and one of my first charges as superintendent was to ensure that we had a common vision and mission for the school district, and thus generated a strategic plan that ran from 2024 to 2027. Last year was the first year of implementation of our strategic plan. A lot of our work last year came in our climate and culture area. We have three goal areas in our strategic plan. And what I want to talk to you about today is just to remind everybody of those three goals. I'm super excited. I am going to do some wowing, but it won't be at the end. It'll be at the beginning here. With some pretty impressive data from our buildings, our teachers, our administrators. And then I'm going to talk about what you can expect from us as leaders as we move into the rest of the year, under year 2 of our strategic plan. So when the strategic plan came together, for those of you that are unfamiliar, we did an enormous survey throughout our community, and we met with a variety of different stakeholder groups. The kids were our favorite groups to meet with. We heard all kinds of funny things. But our task as a strategic advisory committee, which involved teachers, involved administrators, involved board members, involved community, involved parents, was to take all the information that was given to us, which was a lot of information, in addition to how we compare with other districts that are like us in terms of size, demographics, not necessarily those that are next to us, and kind of siphon all of that information and to determine what do we need to do to continue to improve on a continuous improvement journey for Brandon schools. So we generated 3 areas in which we have goals, and each of these 3 areas have 2 different goals. So the first of which was contributing to a climate and culture that values all individuals and considers the well-being of the whole child. We had some strategy areas, which is implementing routines and opportunities for building and strengthening relationships across buildings. We have a lot of Black Hawk pride, but we want to make sure there's pride that's continuous from pre-K all the way up to the walking across the stage as 12th graders. And it's not, I'm a preschool hawk, it's I'm a Brandon Black Hawk mantra. We want to look at age-appropriate programming, promoting the HAWK traits or the PBIS traits, which are, PBIS stands for behavior, no, you're correct, now I'm going to positive behavior intervention and supports, bam, all right, there we go. And we launched that fully last year across the entire school district. And in fact, it's across our community. When we visit our library, where Ms. Brand is working with our children, our bus drivers use these traits on the buses. It's all across our community and helping reinforce positive behaviors of our children. We're looking for the good, and we celebrate the good in our children. And also a focus on physical and emotional safety and the well-being of all of our students. Our second goal is ensuring that we foster connections within and across our schools and community to increase authentic learning opportunities and reciprocal partnerships. And so a strategy area that is identify and build relationships with community partners to design building-specific programs. Our next area is facilities and infrastructure. Our first goal is modernizing our existing learning environments to enable each student to reach their unique potential. I was speaking today at coffee with Carly with a few folks in attendance, and just mentioning our high school space is becoming a little more old school from when it was originally built, and looking for opportunities to provide that authentic collaborative environment, workspaces, updated science labs, those sorts of things. We want to create innovative classroom settings. We want to make sure there's a welcome environment. We want to make sure our buildings look good. We want to make sure there's places in our buildings people can use and be proud of using those spaces. And we also want to make sure we're looking after and taking care of our athletic fields and facilities. So again, to kind of go along with Jesse, to increase more student participation. And then secondly, wanting to increase student wellness by enhancing our food offerings and nutritional services. So we have, one of the strategy areas is to create a more nutritious and appealing menu, and then also creating a unique and inviting dining environment for our students so that they can feel comfortable and want to come to the lunchroom and want to be at school. For teaching and learning, of course, you've got to have that, and when you're dealing with education, our two goal areas are maintaining a curriculum that's rigorous, relevant, and aligned to state expectations, and provides all kinds of opportunities for our students. Our strategy area is to ensure that our standards and broader curriculum are developed, maintained, and aligned across the district. We have 2 different elementary schools. You want to do the best you can to filter them in to the middle school with similar experiences. So that's really one piece of that strategy area. And then creating and maintaining systems that accurately reflect student learning and informs our teachers on what our students know and can do and what they're ready for to move on. And then lastly, in terms of the goal area, goal number 2 for teaching and learning is to have an opportunity to develop as people of character and to grow and learn all they need for future success personally and professionally. And this is engaging our learners and allowing an opportunity for student voice, including when it comes to our course offerings and opportunities for students. So our first year was last year, and we spent a lot of time in our climate and culture goal. Our community, our families were telling us that we were not doing a good job in the area. All children were not feeling welcome. All children were not feeling they were a part of Brandon School. And so we have intentionally built some work to enhance the opportunity for our children so they feel like they belong in the Brandon School District. They see themselves in the Brandon School District. And also spending a lot of time working on our hawk trips, as I mentioned. Oftentimes you can get caught in the negative, especially when you're dealing with a lot of children, and very young children. And our focus has been looking for the good, being positive, finding those children that are role models for others, and then growing that and making it contagious, rather than being toxic, having it being a very positive contagion. So we did do work on the teaching and learning side relative to goal number 1, which is that aligned curriculum. And we did do work in our infrastructure, particularly in the food service area. Ashley and Hay, you've been at previous board meetings, you've had some hot fillets and some other yummy treats, and we have our new NutriSlice app that provides you allergy information and what's in the lunch menu and all of that. So very happy there. But climate and culture was really where we spent our time. And so I want to celebrate with the board tonight, and I hope that the community, I'm so glad we have a nice rich audience to share. Teachers have already heard this, so I'm sorry you get to hear it again, but because of all the hard work of our teachers, our administrators, and really the entire district, our bus drivers have been a part of this, our lunch ladies have been a part of this, our paraprofessionals, our custodians, everybody knows about the hawk trains and the expectations of behavior in the Brandon School District. We had 16% fewer student absences last school year. And so when you talk about Jesse talking about having kids wanting to belong and getting more students to participate, there are intentional things that you heard the athletic department doing to help our children wanting to come to school, and thus increasing their attendance in the district. Our teachers are experts. You're not going to find better teachers anywhere around. I'm convinced of it. The more opportunity our children have to be in front of our experts, only good things can happen. So the more our children are at school, the more they have access to our magical teachers, which make an impact and help our students grow. Super excited about this data point. Another data point also aligns with what Jesse was referring to. It's so fun when you see data show up in different places and it all aligns. But an 18% reduction of student failures across the district. Very happy to see that, particularly at the secondary level. A 20% reduction in tardies to class and school district-wide. Again, our students are wanting to come to school. They want to be at class on time. They want to be seeing what's happening in class. They don't want to miss anything. Our teachers are creating an environment where these students feel like they belong. A 23% reduction in student behavior incidents across the district. Coming out of COVID, a lot of feedback that I received from our teachers particularly, as well as our administrators, is that these children have forgotten what it means to do school. They forgot what that looks like, and this year is actually our COVID baby year. Our kindergartners coming in now are actually born in 2020, which seems crazy. We've got kids in here who were born in 2020, but it's a real thing. And so using positive behavior supports, we've been able to see almost a 25% decrease in student behavior in 1 year. And then my last one to share with you is that because we're seeing a reduction in our student behavior, we're also seeing a significant reduction in the time our students are away from school because of behavior choices. And as I mentioned earlier, having children in the school in front of our experts is truly going to make the difference. And the less that our students are removed from school because they're making poor behavior choices, the more likely they are to be successful in the classroom. And so just super proud of this data from year one alone. This is district-wide data, so I'm taking all of the schools and mixing it up and combining it into one. There are some really special numbers coming out of our secondary buildings and seeing failure rates and attendance in school. Just really, really thrilled to see that information and really happy. You got to see Cooper tonight, and Cooper talked to you about all the things they have going on in school. And you can see his excitement and enthusiasm, and we're seeing more and more of it across the district, even at younger ages. So just super impressed with the work that our buildings, our teachers, all of our staff have done to make this much of an impact in year one. I'm really excited for year two, where we're going to be continuing this work. You don't drop it, right? We haven't arrived yet. We've still got more work to do, but we are going to continue to build on it. So this is a table, and this is actually the action stuff. This is actually evidence pieces we would collect to say that we're doing this job. Who's accountable for this work? What's the timeline of implementation? And what data points are we going to refer to? I'm a math science person, so I like to know my evidence and the data, what I'm looking for, not just throwing statements up on the wall. Last year we began restorative practices implementation with our administrators and mental health team. You can see in fall of 2025, we're going to be working to branch that out to a larger group of individuals so that we can be implementing that further across the district. We have student-to-student mentorship programs within and across the schools and community. We have a variety of items, some things through athletics, for example, if you don't mind, Jesse. His high school varsity athletes go travel down to our elementary schools and play basketball with them at lunchtime. The kids think they're Michael Jordan. It's really cute. And it's really a neat opportunity to kind of provide mentoring for our children. We do that in a variety of capacities. We have our preschoolers that read with our kindergartners read to our preschoolers. But we're looking to enhance and find more ways to do that in the coming school year. For facilities and infrastructure, we're doing a lot of learning. As I mentioned, we're looking to enhance our instructional environment, particularly at the high school level. And so we're looking forward to going out and visiting other school districts. In the next couple of weeks, our team is going to a vendor show where they're going to be able to see some options that are available. We have representation from our special ed department, our secondary teaching department, our elementary teaching department, as well as some central office folks there. And just really looking and studying opportunities where we can enhance our classroom environment for our children and make it more 21st century like. We're going to do something similarly on the athletic side. We have a lot of upgrades recently here to our athletics, but we have a lot of sites and a lot of items to manage. So Jesse's fortunate enough to travel to all these different districts all the time when we're playing away to get a good grasp. But we'd like to get some more students and more families involved to see that, to provide as recommendations. And then, quite honestly, we've kind of taken care of these already, because actually the head of the game. But looking at food choices, survey results, she does a taste of Brandon every now and then, and she brings in some sample dishes for the children to try. And if they love them, she brings them, and if they don't, we don't. So it's pretty simple when it comes to that. And then in curriculum, we're going to be looking at a curriculum review process, ensuring that everything we have meets our standards, and also align that to state assessment data to know there's other areas where we are overachieving, areas we're underachieving, and are there other things we need to be thoughtful to in our curriculum and make sure that we have everything covered. We have a few other items here, which is strengthening what we call our MTSS system. And that's a multi-tiered system of support. Education is full of acronyms, so just trust me on that's a cool thing. And then also ensuring that our professional learning opportunities and our schedules connect to best practices for all students and teachers. And then lastly, transitioning to an updated teacher growth framework. We have been using the 2013 edition for a long time, and this year we just launched the 2022 version, as we feel it's a better reflection of what our teachers are doing and working with in our classrooms. So not as snazzy as George or Jesse, but I do think I'm really impressed with the data that came back from year one. Really appreciative of all that have helped contribute to that, and just wanting to lay the land for what you can expect from the school district for year two, and we'll be growing on it again in year three. But right now, we're going to worry about year two. So I appreciate all of you listening, and I hope that this was helpful information. And if the board has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
I just really appreciate that. I know it was a huge collaborative labor of love to do that undertaking, and seeing the results is really exciting. We were pretty excited to see this get started and watch it implemented. So we just thank you for your hard work. It's really amazing group of people that make it happen. So thank you. Thank you.
Evening. Coming to the close of our projects for the summer. Just a few more that we have to finish up. Again, just to recap, you've seen a lot of this before, but high school parking lots are all completed now. The only parking lot we didn't do was the main parking lot up by the tennis courts and then that drive. Hopefully we'll do that during the next bond issue, but all the other parking lots are completed. There's some completion photos with all those striped. The picture in the middle is actually the bus transportation lot. We did the transportation building and the bus lot as well this summer. At the high school for the soccer field, did replace the bleachers, the fencing along it, added concrete walkways. Here's a picture of the new bleachers. Lower left is the new barrier-free ramp that we did disable people up to the seating area. In the center, you can see the companion seating areas where someone with a disability can actually sit with their family instead of having to sit down by the fence. There's the new bleachers. These are considered what's called a closed bleacher system, meaning nothing can fall in between the seats. Children or anything can't roll underneath like the old bleachers. So this is all up to current code. At the high school, we did also the concession building. We did the roof, the exterior doors, the toilet room, partitions, fixtures, lighting. We added permanent heat. In the serving area, we added the window on the back side, which is the upper right picture. That's the new serving window that faces the baseball, softball field. Interior finishes, interior plumbing. And then there's the center picture is the new concrete walkway that goes from the concession building to the bleachers. So everything is now accessible right from the parking lot. High school security doors were included. We saw these pictures before. These replaced the roll-down gates that we can't do anymore per the fire marshal requirements. So now the building can still be locked off for an event or a basketball game. We can lock off sections of the building so people can't wander upstairs, or even on the east side of the building is locked off as well. Wayfinding signage, this one dragged out a little bit longer than we had hoped. We had a little struggle with the contractor. The good news is that the wayfinding signage is supposed to start being installed this week. The kiosk signs will be probably toward the end of the month, but we should be getting that directional signage installed by the end of this week here. We'll start installing that. Harvey Swanson concession building, again, big major work inside there with plumbing improvements and finishes, new lighting, new heating system, the doors in the front replaced. That's the center picture. The lower left, those are the roll down doors were replaced. And then we did all the new plumbing on the right hand side, water heaters, grease trap. We brought that all up to code for use there inside the building. So I think we have a little more just cleaning to do inside the building, but it's pretty much ready to go. The toilet rooms up at Harvey Swanson were also redone, new lighting, floor finish, partitions, permanent heating system inside each of the rooms, exterior doors. So those are pretty much wrapped up ready for use. The ADA access improvements are still underway. These pictures are a little old. This is much more along than what these were, but the new ramp is in, fencing's going in, and they're finishing the retaining wall down at the bottom here to the left. And then in front of us is completed as well, so that's nearly done. Middle school parking lot, these were done in July. That was really a great thing for us. I think we were really lucky with the weather, and the contractors really did a great job. So middle school parking lots were completed. Middle school rooftop, the controls contractor was on site today, connecting everything. We should start up tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest. We'll get the unit running and then get that inspected. So we're very close to getting that the AC unit running for the middle school. I wanted to show you one project too that we did this summer. I didn't report last time. It was done with some food service funding. It was the serving line we did at the Brandon Middle School. On the left is the original design, which was 1997 vintage. It was all stainless steel, it was all built in, and it was very hard to clean around and maintain. Again, it was fixed in place. They couldn't move anything. It was actually backwards, the way Ashley wants the kids to receive their meal from when they enter to when they check out. So on the right is the new line. So she bought new equipment, hot carts, merchandisers, cold carts, and now the kids still enter on the left, and they go around, they get their hot food first, and then they get their cold food, and then they check out. So the little blue wall that you see there, that's where all the electrical is in now. On the left, the electrical is all run inside the stainless steel. So now we've got the electrical down inside the wall, and then units plug into it. But these are all portable units now, so for cleaning, they can just unplug, move the units out of the way, and clean all the floors much more easier than they could with the old system. So we completed that this summer as well. I'll show you actually show that. So again, we're trying to get the wayfinding signage. That's the last piece of the puzzle to wrap up for the summer project. But we should be starting our work this week, and this will be done by the end of the month. Any questions I can answer for anyone?
Thank you. I've been hearing some positive feedback about those parking lots. People are pretty excited.
Yep, and everything looks great. The second field was nice.
Turned out we had good contractors this summer. Again, I said it before, but we were really blessed with people. Other than the science guy had a little bit of hiccup with his staffing, but other than that, the paving guys really did a great job. Fencing guys did a great job. So we're really lucky this year.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for all your work.
All right, at this time, I'd like to invite Tina Luchal and Stan Newton to share with us information regarding the 5th grade math contract.
So I'm Tina Luchal from Oakwood Elementary. And we're excited to be here tonight to request for the 6th time our trip to Mackinac. So this will be our 6th trip. Way back in 2019, Tammy and I and another cohort who doesn't work in the district anymore had this vision of just having all students in 5th grade in Ortonville be able to step outside of their small town and just see what the history of Mackinac is all about. And so we put together that 2 years we couldn't go because of COVID, but this is our 6th trip.
And I just want to say too, having the opportunity to go to Mackinac has been such a rewarding thing for the kids, because some of these kids don't go outside of Ortonville, outside of Oakland County. And I will tell you a little short story, but this happened back in COVID. I had a little boy, he didn't go that year, and he was told he was going to go to Mackinac. I've never seen a little boy's face light up and been so excited, but of course COVID happened. But seeing that, I always remember that joy that he had, you know, having the opportunity to do that, and having the opportunity that all of our kids have had to go to Mackinac and share in those memories. Carly can attest to some of those memories. She was able to go last year. So we're just here to ask for approval for another year, which if it is a one-night trip, maybe on the 21st this year, and come back the 22nd. You take a charter bus.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that charter bus. And so we go to Mackinac and we go to Discovery Park, which is a metal, and they learn how the logging happened and how they used to log up in Mackinac with water wheels. Then we go to the fort on Greenland, which is really cool. And then we go to the water park, and then we eat, and then we go to the
First, it's a very long day, so they're nice and tired, and they go to bed at night. We get up at about 7 o'clock the next day, get up, have breakfast, get on the ferry, and we spend the whole day over in Mackinac. While we're in Mackinac, we see Fort Mackinac, and we take just a beautiful carriage ride all around the island. Horse-drawn, obviously, carriage ride. They have opportunities to go for a 2-hour bike ride and to walk around and shop and just enjoy each other. I think my favorite part of this trip is just getting to just be with those families, just being able to make those connections. Like, I almost wish we could do it at the beginning of the year because we make such strong connections with the families at the end, and then we move to school.
So, but we love the opportunities, we love that you've given us the opportunities to do so. We just ask for that to happen.
Okay, next is approval of consent agenda.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call? vote?
Diane,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Hillary,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Hillary, or Rebecca.
Yes. All right, next is information and discussion items, finance report.
Tonight, I'm going to be discussing our a review of our summer camps. I think as everybody knows, one of the hats I wear here for the last 9 years or so is to coordinate our summer programming in the district to give some extra opportunities for kids. So, okay. So what we try to do overall is make them educationally based, and a lot of the camps are STEAM camps, science, art type camps. They're fun as well as educational. In some instances, we partner with vendors, but we use our teachers. This is a camp that we've had in the district for a while, Challenge Island. Like Peterson, who does a great job, and Jackie Long helps us in teaching. She's an instructor in the camp, and she's been there for a while as well. I'm not going to read all the anything about it, but it's just you can see those are kids on the right hand side, and it's adventurous STEAM teams are on a quest to catch, collect, and train all of the island's mini monsters. They'll visit gyms, earn badges, earn treasure hunts, and even engage in a battle or two. So it's fun, it's educational, and we, like I said, we partnered with this vendor for a long time because it's really been popular. These programs are really popular. So we did Island Run, and then popular. Again, Brandon, a retired teacher, Jackie Vaughn, teaches this. Once upon a time, there was a best-selling camp that turned favorite children's books into fantastical slimy adventures. The students work in small STEAM teams to mix up new slime classics like Alice's Unbirthday Cake, Charlie's Everlasting, Gobstopper Slime, Percy's Blue Cookie Slime, and more. And kids like those kind of names. Every camper receives a copy of a book surprised at Wilkart Beach, a Challenge Ireland student adventure. So, again, popular. Our camp is also our latchkey kids. We coordinate, so we all have they can come, they can leave. Lunch is provided to Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So, kind of a whole experience. This is just doing some pictures of our students at Harvey Swanson, all of our camps at Harvey Swanson, and just having a good time. Coding, we've had coding as part of our program from the start, and Bob Larson has done a great job. This has been his brainchild. He asked him to do it, and he ran with it. So we do these camps year-round, Challenge Island, and coding is year-round, but in the summer it's more intensive. This is a 4-day camp. Campers, they dug into how computer science and coding empower people to share creativity and solve tough challenges. Campers gain experience by making interactive games and animations, each day have engaging activities, using a combination of resources from code.org, different technology, and hands-on challenges. So whether you're a first-time coder, attended an after-school program with a school year, or had lots of experience, this camp was a great experience to level up your skills. Students spend time crafting an individual creative project and build skills like collaboration and debugging that coders use in the real world. We usually get around 8 students that really enjoy this. Again, Bob Larson, shout out to him. Camp Invention, again, a vendor that we have partnered with, and it's another STEAM type camp. And it's a 5-day camp, and they do various rotations. Camp Invention, Bob Larson is the director of the program, and our current Brandon employees. Our instructors are Freeling, Sarah Spencer, Jen Squire, and Randy Bilbo. The bottom left is all of our campers this summer. We have a large group, and then some other pictures. STEAM camp and educational, they're fun. This Peggy Miller-Slingo, she's a retired teacher here at Brandon, and she's done this for us in the past. This is the summer play. This summer it was EIEIO based on Old MacDonald, and unfortunately I did not get to see the play. I've seen them in the past, and I was told it was really great. You can see the costumes. Peggy does a wonderful job, and the kids have a really good time. So this is a camp that we are really proud of because it's fun, and Peggy's just so wonderful with the kids and puts a lot of work into it. We've had our math and reading tutoring program for probably 9 years now. Our dedicated teachers and employees of Claire helped us. Captain Zilke, Tony Schleyer, Mary Deanna, John Hogan, Andrew Noker. Andre Voss is the new teacher that she wanted to help this summer. Madison McKiernan, I believe is new as well. Anyway, this is a program we run it throughout the year, and this summer it's more intense in terms of it being Monday through Thursday for 8 to 2 weeks. And Harvey Swanson and Brandon teachers utilize fun computer software, group activities, and personalized individual instruction to help children master math and reading skills. We have a lot of repeat students in this. We did our graphs. This is just a partnership with the company out of Grand Rapids, and it's workbooks. It's for kids that really either don't have the time, or be gone, or just don't want to attend like in person. This is just to retain skills, and they're able to they get graded, and they get stickers at the end for completing the lessons. And we have about 40 families or so, 40 50 students that take advantage of this one. Babysitter certification, again, we run this year-round, and in the summer, this is not only for young kids that want to babysit, but it's also a lot of children after school or before school, they stay home alone. So this is skills for those situations. CPR and first aid certification is obviously an important skill. It's a 1 night, 3 hours, and kids learn to be safe and responsible. It builds confidence and has a competitive edge over other babysitters. They have resume handshake. Students who successfully completed the course requirements, they received a certificate of completion for certified babysitter CPR first aid course by the Lewis State Academy. And that's been a really good partnership, which is well being. This is new this summer, Crayola Imagine Art Camp, again, part of our team art. This was extremely popular. We will definitely be bringing this vendor back. They just did some fun. This particular Wild World was the theme. The kids explored the wonder of the animal kingdom and discovered nature in a way that inspires empathy, curiosity, and creativity. They learned about many different animals and how wildlife conservation is working to protect species around the globe. And then they used they experiment with art techniques and Crayola art materials. This artwork was Kinsley Kathy, she's our student art director, her daughter loved this camp, so she was very proud to submit her photos for the slideshow tonight. Really great instructor and really good. This was a really good new partner for us this summer. Bridge to Kindergarten is something we had wanted to do for a long time. During COVID, we actually did start it. It's a free program. We had COVID funds, ESSER funds for this program. Initially, those funds ran out. Cassandra and I got together and she said, well, GSRP could pay for it. It was perfect. We wanted this to be free. Students entering the Brandon School District, either pre-K or K, are eligible. And program taught by our teachers, Stacy Martin and Melinda Bay. It's an engaging and fun program to review and introduce concepts children will encounter in their upcoming school year. Fine motor skill, handwriting development, navigating a moving schedule, which is so important. They are here from 8:30 to 3 for 6 days, so they're going through the whole day. Early literacy in math and other fun learning activities. So obviously the goal is that the kids enter the first day of kindergarten, first week, a little bit more ready than they would have been otherwise. So just to sum it all up, the numbers, we had 6 students in the challenge on Island Run. We had 18 Slamatopia. Bridge to Kindergarten, we had 29 students. We had 9 students attending the Kids Take the Stage, 10 in the Crayola Animal Rescues, and 14 in Crayola Eco Heroes. 42 students attended our tutoring program, 10 students in coding, 64 camp convention, and it was a big program. GRASP 25, and then 12 at babysitter safety. Lastly, I want to give a shout out to Brandon Groveland Youth Association. For years, they partnered with us to provide scholarships for children who may not be able to afford the camps, and that has been a really great partnership for us and for our students to be able to attend camps that they would not have otherwise been able to do. So, shout out to EGYA. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up is action items. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry.
This evening we have an educational report as well as a DSY report. So we'll start with DSY and then go to our educational report.
Good evening, my name is Jessica Bannister. I've been a speech pathologist in Brandon. This is my 13th year, and this is my 11th year working extended school year. I'm going to refer to it as ESY for the rest of the presentation because this is special education and we love acronyms.
I am Leah Bagatsky. This is my 11th year in district and my 2nd year working in ESY. And I'm a little bit nervous, so please forgive me if my voice gets
to the classrooms, not the rooms. So what is ESY? Why do we do it? Why does it matter? It is a special education service guaranteed under federal law. It is part of IDEA, so it is something that we have to offer as a district. And the idea is to prevent our students from losing critical skills over long breaks like summer vacation. So there's three main areas we look at: regression and recoupment, nature and severity of the disability, and critical stages of learning. So the IEP teams get their data together and make determinations as a team for what students are eligible. ESY is different from summer school or tutoring. It is specially designed instruction tied directly to the student's IEP goals. It's also the exception, not the norm. So if we look at, as a district, we have about 315 students with IEPs. Approximately 10 students have been identified as requiring ESY. What our program looks like: we go 3 days a week for 5 consecutive weeks, and this was developed over the past few years in response to our student needs, as well as feedback from our families and staff. We housed it at Harvey Swanson because it aligns with other summer programming, transportation, food service, and because their parking lot was done. And for support services, all of our students participated in breakfast and lunch, and all but one accessed special transportation. Here's kind of our enrollment trends over the past several years. From 21 to 23, we were pretty consistent. And then you'll see a jump from 23 to 24. That was partially due to a revamp of our program, an extended offering, promotion to staff, and awareness and education about what ESY services was. So we had an increase. And then that led to some discussions and some strategic refinement of what our ESY considerations process looks like in Brandon. And it also included professional development for staff. You can see our staffing reflects the number of students, the exception being related services. So those are OT, PT, speech, and social work. Those staff members may not have been present all day, every day, but they were required in some capacity. And then the coordinator position was added into the program.
So we have a comprehensive student services model when we look at ESY services. We are looking at instructional services really aligned to those IEP goals, looking at the academic skill maintenance, the functional life skills within that, transition planning, school success preparation. We're also looking at those related services, the speech, the OT, the PT, the social work services within there, and then the specialized supports, working with augmentative communication devices like iPads, things like that, to help students really have a voice, and then considering with those sensory needs and those sensory inputs, and really taking the time to utilize learning how to use those tools.
Some of our highlights, so in special education, compliance is really important. That just means, are we doing what we're supposed to do on time, every time? And we were able to achieve that as a program. Also looking at our students' progress towards their goals, 100% of our participating students were able to maintain, progress, or achieve their IEP goals. Our attendance was also really strong, which can be a challenge in the summer. If we factor out medically excused absences, we were 94%. If we do include our medical absences, it was 81%.
This is kind of a highlight of staff feedback of the program, and really some of the key takeaways were the meaningful impact. Students demonstrated significant progress in communication, confidence, and independence. And the program was described as rewarding and a memorable experience. One of our students was able to say mom for the first time. And that was a big deal. So the family feedback, families shared how valuable ESY was to their children's growth, benefits in maintaining routine and improving their academic and therapy skills. Also, parents expressed a deep gratitude for the program and the impact on their children's success and confidence.
Looking at some opportunities for next year and how we can continue to grow the program, we're looking at integrating a little bit more with some of the programs that run alongside us to increase exposure to curriculum and have more opportunity for peer interactions and to practice those social skills. And then our last one, every time Mia comes to me with a new exciting idea, I get a gray hair. But it is because of her creativity and innovation that our program continues to grow and develop into what it is tonight.
So we're looking at increasing field trips and community engagement, so that way the skills can blend across levels. So really looking at participating in the Oakland County Fair Disabilities Day moving forward next year, and then also partnering with our wonderful librarian, Miss Fran, and doing some walking field trips. And Jessica Bannister, since the coordinator position has been added in 2024, I will say our program has seen great success, and families have been much happier in our program, and we've seen a lot of positive feedback that way.
We have a short little video, but as that plays, we're happy to take questions or comments.
Hello, I'm Mary Beth Pinter. I'm the reading specialist at Harvey Swanson. And this summer I was the Camp Learn coordinator, which is Brandon's elementary summer school program. So this year our goal is always to focus on math, reading, and writing. And this year was especially engaging as we added STEAM to our program, and we used a scholastic program that focuses on or uses research-based material and curriculum for our teachers. One of the exciting things that teachers really enjoyed was being able to do professional development beforehand with the curriculum. So they were handed a curriculum that gave them just everything they needed, and they could step right in and really focus on the kids. Camp Learn by the Numbers, we were together for 3 weeks, 9 days, and 45 hours. And in that time, we had 96 students, and I did the math wrong, and this is why I teach reading. We had 11 teachers and 10 classroom assistants who delivered approximately 360 lessons in research-based reading, writing, math. And we paired it with some social emotional learning and lessons and science and art instruction for our STEAM. Our fabulous food services department delivered 1,300 meals to our students in breakfast and lunch during the meet need. And at least 16 departments, I know I missed people, I know I missed continuing ed, so 17 departments plus. Accounting, administration, purchasing, payroll, human resources, technology, transportation, food service, custodial, preschool, latchkey, student accounting, special education, clerical, classroom assistants, and teaching staff. We're all involved in making Camp Learn a success. And I was asked to not make them stand up, so if you were involved in Camp Learn, please raise a hand. They were amazing, always going above and beyond, nothing unusual for them. Some of the things that parents said, the parent feedback was amazing. I had emails come in, which is always such a nice thing to see, when you have emails come in and nothing's asked of them. So parents are just sending emails saying how much their kids are enjoying it, how they look forward to it, and how they didn't want to go, and now they can't wait, and they talk about it when they get home. So we appreciate the extra support. The staff is amazing. Camp Learn is great because it keeps kids, or gets kids back in that routine. They like midsummer learning, learning mode, making camp learning fun. William really likes it. You'll see a little bit. And then one woman even said that her son was having a lot of trouble with gap rules and lowercase, and we really made progress, which is what we hope for, right? Not just maintaining, not just bridging the gap, but moving forward, growing. Staff comments. So the enthusiasm and the excitement around it was unbelievable this year, not having it last year. I think our staff really missed it, and they saw that there's such a value, well, they knew there was such a value. And it's just so nice to see it back, and the families felt the same way. One of the things, the small classes really enables us to focus on what every child needs and work in small groups and one-on-one. So happy to have summer school back again. It's so important. Having a classroom assistant in every room was amazing and helped you to focus on the important things. So it gave the teacher the time she needed to do that one-on-one work and that small group work. And the teacher mentioned this, she saw students grow in such a short time. So like I said, 9 days. And if you're seeing students grow in that amount of time, that's pretty fantastic. Okay, as the video plays, this is just a montage of pictures of our students enjoying themselves. So some of the things that was really exciting, like I mentioned, was the PD for staff, the research-based curriculum, and the engaging, fun, I'm not nervous at all. The engaging lessons that the teachers spent time putting together, and it was so exciting to go to classrooms and look at these kids are so engaged in what they're doing that in some cases they didn't even see me coming to take pictures. And Jen, you were in the middle. You were really keeping. The STEM was a lot of fun. The kids really loved it. But the math and reading and writing learning that the kids did was just really exciting. The students being so engaged, the small class sizes, the CA support, it provided so many opportunities for the kids. And also, nobody brought a single behavior issue to me, not one. So that's pretty phenomenal. I was also the coordinator in 21, and it was a very different story for everyone who taught that year. But we were coming off close. Okay, so you now get to see William and a few other students. So these photos, I click on it, it'll play.
The thing about Camp Learn was like when we did this impression where we used noodles, tape, and a marshmallow. We had to make a structure, and the marshmallow was cool because it's like a rectangular prism. And I made a structure. It was so tall and it didn't fall down. Chocolate on the second day. We used it for a math problem. At the end, we ate the chocolate. of Camp Learn was when we got to use the Hershey chocolate pieces for math. And after that we got to use them to make a little s'more. My favorite thing about Camp Learn was when we did factions with the Hershey's bar. And I had one big marshmallow.
That was Andrew Noker's idea. Andrew's idea, that said, you really want chocolate facts? Those are gonna melt when you break those up in fractions. So I just love this quote from Karen. Thank you for helping our kids learn more and progress less over summer. It really helps their confidence. Any questions? It was just so much fun this year. So different from 21, Carly. It was a great year too.
All right, next up are our action items, HR reports.
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve the HR report as presented.
Support. Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Hillary?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes. All right. 2026 fifth grade Mackinac trip.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the 2026 fifth grade Mackinac trip as presented.
Support.
What do we say? Kim supported that. Okay. Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Hillary?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes. Next is policy amendments.
Thank you.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the policy amendments as presented. Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Hillary?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes. Approval of the 2025-2026 school district calendar.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the 2025-2026 school district calendar as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Hillary?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes. All right, next is citizens report, citizens input, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, for citizens and public comment, when addressing the board, please recognize yourself by stating your name. Each statement shall be limited to 3 minutes. You can only speak once. The statements shall be directed at the board only. Generally, the board will not respond to public comments during the meeting. Speakers are asked to express themselves in a civil manner with due respect for the dignity and privacy of others who may be affected by your comments. To ensure due process and respect of individual rights, the district maintains a formal process for handling complaints against individuals. A problem involving an individual or specific incident is best held through administrative channels. Such matter should be reduced to writing and sent to the superintendent or board president. While it is not our intent to stifle public comment, speakers should be aware that if your statements violate the rights of others under the law of defamation or invasion of privacy, you may be held legally responsible. If you are unsure of the legal ramifications of what you are about to say, we urge you to consult first with your legal advisor. The board wants to hear what people want to say. We expect each speaker will model for our students and others in the audience on how one can respectfully disagree with others' views or voice an opinion or ask questions. First up is Derek Warren.
How's everybody doing today? My name is Derek Warren. Resident of Ortonville, for the ones that don't know. My oldest graduated here 4 years ago. He's a senior at Ferris State right now. But he's going back more years because he's changed his major to HVAC instead of general business. He's doing good, he's loving it. For the ones that didn't know who he was, 4 years ago, the Goodrich and Brandon game, he was the one that had the seizure on the field. And we lost the jug that year and never got it back. So, trying to work on getting it back with him. But, I've been dealing with this district for years. And everybody thinks every time I come up here it's negative stuff. If things are done the right way, then things good. So, I got crickets. But anyway, I don't really hear that much about the special education now. I've been having problems with it for years, but I can honestly say that they have one of the best special education directors. Mr. Matt, he's doing an awesome job. He's here for the kids, and I can see it. And I like what Jesse's doing with the kids and the sports. It's giving them an opportunity to want to be able to get that package. And my son is going to, I've been having problems with the district. He's going to want to take the initiative to work harder in school to get that package. So I just wanted to give a shout out to the special education director and the whole special education group, because they're doing an awesome job this year. And last year, but that's all.
All right, next up is Fred Hanna.
Okay, I live in the H-way of Long Lake Village. And somewhere along the line, they decided that the bus no longer pulls into the subdivision whatsoever. And I don't know whose decision that was, or whatever it is, but I would hope that somebody would actually consider a revision of that, in the sense especially as winter time comes. That's, we're, I don't know, 2.5 miles around, maybe 1.5 miles around the whole subdivision. It's never went into any cul-de-sacs to begin with already. They never went to the back half because of the cul-de-sacs being a problem. But you're talking about neighborhood where we have people, the people next door to me have 3 kids, okay? 2 of them are in school, 1 of them isn't, one's just a baby. So somehow that person's gotta drive all the way up to the front of the subdivision or walk all the way up there with a baby, especially in the winter time, for a bus that's gonna be sitting on M15. And at first they didn't even put their stop sign out. My understanding is the stop sign does go out now. But, so there's people trying to pull into the subdivision out of 93 houses. There's people trying to pull out to go to work at 93 houses. And somewhere this bus is gonna be there with a numerous amount of kids. Okay? I don't know if anybody's ever been there to see it in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening time. But I mean, I have 5 of them are my grandkids that pull that up, that come out of that subdivision. I mean, you're talking a long ways in a dark subdivision. There's no street lights in the subdivision. You're walking up to the entrance to the sub. Like I say, my concern is, okay, I realize most of the people that live here have long driveways in this Brandon Township. They can take their car in their car, take them up to this road to where the bus picks them up in front of their houses, okay? This year's, if everybody in that subdivision brings their kids to the front entrance, I don't know how you're gonna get anybody in and out or back up out of there. Just something I wanna bring there's 93 houses there, an enormous amount of tax dollars go to the school district from bond issues and everything else. And for a bus to take a trip through the subdivision that they went to, make 4 stops, as far as I know, it's 4 stops to pick up kids. It's not like every single house in the sub. 4 stops they make. I think it's a little ridiculous to cut a bus off from going in there to the kids' safety and for the parents and the kids in the cars pulling in and out. I mean, in the meantime, somebody's sitting at M15, wanting to make a left-hand turn into the subdivision. Bus is gonna be stopping there. Cars are going 50 to 60 miles an hour down on M15. This isn't such a big problem at this point, but I can guarantee you, as it gets darker in the morning, and these kids are sitting there, it's gonna create a huge problem, especially as wintertime comes. That's all. I just would hope that, I don't know what your saving is by a bus deal, because my understanding is they eliminated a bus. Seems to me for 93 houses, not even counting the kids, it's an enormous little savings.
Thank you,
Then
Mr.
you're gonna turn around and ask us to approve a bond deal for you.
All right, next up is Lindsay Hyman.
I have some diagrams, if you don't mind.
Alright, hello, my name is Lindsay Hyam. I'm a Harvey-Swanson parent of a kindergartner and a second grader. And I'm here to echo everything Fred just said. On behalf of my family and all the families of Long Lake Village subdivision. Our bus stop was changed this year. It's now located directly on M15, the main highway of our town, and quite frankly, it is not safe. I can only speak to the afternoon bus drop-off. We don't ride in the morning due to work, but each afternoon, families, including young children, like my 5-month-old and my 4-year-old, have to wait by the roadside while cars, trucks, semis rush by at speeds of like 55 to 60 plus miles an hour. There's no sidewalk. The subdivision sidewalk ends like maybe 50 feet before the curve of the M15 right turn lane. There's no shoulder there. There's no space to stand without being dangerously close to the moving traffic. And imagine what that curve is going to look like in winter as all that snow from M15 gets pushed right where we're supposed to be standing. And like you said, the first day we witnessed the bus pull into the right turn lane, meaning traffic was still able to go by at 55 to 60 miles an hour. We were horrified. The bus driver was horrified. So the next day, he chose to stop in the lane of traffic and put out a stop sign. So eventually both lanes of traffic stopped. But just last Thursday on my way to work, there was a bus stopped right across from our subdivision, had its sign out, 3 cars in front of me blew by it. I was the first one to stop. So we witnessed drivers just not slowing down, completely ignoring the bus laws. And actually, our stop sign, or street sign, at Long Lake Road and M15 has been driven into so many times.
The lights.
Sir, you can't, no, sorry.
Okay.
But yes, we've had to replace it, I mean, at least 3 times in the most recent years. And that's where our kids and families are expected to stand and wait. So all it takes is one distracted driver for something tragic to happen. What makes it more frustrating is we had a safer option. Our previous stop was about 500 more feet into the subdivision. So a possible solution is to revert our stop back to the original at Long Lake Drive in Autumn Valley, in my diagram there. I understand that the bus stop move was for a combination of efficiency and to save money, and sometimes due to tight quarters for the bus to get through. But my son's preschool bus already takes the route I've indicated on that graph there. So my proposal is we would not use stop A, which is Long Lake M15, and then we would drop everyone off at Long Lake Drive in Autumn Valley, and then the bus would turn around by going down Ridgewood, around the cul-de-sac, and safely back onto M15. The families will be able to stand on the north sidewalk of Long Lake Road and use the sidewalk that leads directly onto the road, onto the bus that will be clear of snow and ice in the winter to get off and get on. So we're not asking for a major change, just a simple adjustment. The current unloading time for our bus is about a minute.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next is Diane Selkis.
Okay, as you said, I am Diane Salter. I'm here as a Brandon Groveland Youth Assistant Board member. Thank you for letting me inform the board about BGYA's second Soar Above It grant program that just opened up. In an effort to support the mental health and the well-being of students residing in the Brandon School District, BGYA invites the Brandon School District educators, employees, coaches, and community groups to submit applications to the Soar Above It grant program. Grant applications are due on October 10th, 2025, and are awarded by October 24th, 2025. Please visit the bgya.org Soar Above It grant page to get started. There were some copies here in the overview. Pick them up. I have one here if they're gone. The Soar Above It grants up to $1,000 to support programs which cannot be funded by the district. The grant program aims to provide opportunities for model programs and resources that have district-wide benefits. The Soar Above It grant is funded by the Opioid Settlement and Remediation Initiative funds through the Brandon Township. These funds received from the opioid settlements are intended for use on education, care, treatment, and remediation and abatement programs. Brandon School District employees, community groups, public safety officials, and faith-based community organizations serving Brandon School District students and families are eligible for the applicants. Last year, the Soar Above It grant gave money to 4 entities that included 2 here in the Brandon School District. Both the Hawk Time and Peer-to-Peer received funds for activities that they applied for. The mission of BGYA is to strengthen youth and families and to reduce the incidences of delinquency, abuse, and neglect through community involvement. BGYA is about providing casework services, prevention programs, and resources for at-risk students and their families, all geared towards helping families turn their situation around. Please visit the BGYA website, take home a flyer of the overview. And if you have any questions, and did I beat my time? Sorry if I rushed it, but I don't know if there's any questions. But I'm really excited. This is our second round.
All right, next up is Heather.
That's me.
Don't even try it. Don't even try it.
Adam Kevich.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so this is a little nerve-wracking, so I'm just going to read my speech. I'm also here about the buses. I'm here to talk about the consolidated bus stops. I've talked to a lot of people, and I've come to the conclusion that the reason for the new stops is due to the budget. Unfortunately, this new route might be working for the budget, but it's not in the best interest of the children's safety. It's not just the walk to the bus stop because we don't have sidewalks, we have wide curves. It's also the stop itself because it is on a main road. A child could be majorly injured or even killed as a result of this. I spoke to Josh from the transportation department, and he says that the decision not to go into the subdivisions is safer for the buses. He says that our sub has dirt roads and the bus could get stuck. He also says that the bus got trapped last year in our sub and it couldn't get out. He claims that this was not safe for the children on the bus. Yes, this did happen, but that's because there was a house fire. So the bus was stuck, every other car was stuck. It wasn't because of our subdivision itself. Regarding dirt roads, our bus travels on Bird Road, which is also a dirt road, so I don't really see why it can't go into our sub on a dirt road. It also picks up, there's 2 buses that go in the subdivision, and I think they're picking up special ed kids, which is fine, but if they can pick up those kids, why is it safe for them to ride the bus but not safe for our kids to ride the bus? So I guess I kind of want to make a proposal. I think there needs to maybe be like 2 ways to look at this. Obviously, a short-term solution would be to restructure the consolidated bus stops to allow for buses to enter the subs so that the children are safe, a safe drop-off pickup location. And don't kill me for proposing this.
A long-term solution, in my opinion, might be maybe charging a fee to those students that use the transportation system. The guidelines would basically be the same, no different than the pay to play for sports. Obviously, if you fell within a certain criteria, you wouldn't have to pay the fee, but for those parents that could afford it, maybe that could offset the deficit for the transportation system, and I don't know, that could solve some problems possibly. That's it.
Can I just ask you what bus you're referring to?
Bus 20. So it's Dunwoody and Glass is where they're.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. That's it.
Okay, next up is superintendent's statements.
Yes, I just wanted to take a moment and provide some information relative to the Brandon Education Association's contract. It's no secret that we've been in negotiations with the Brandon Education Association for quite some time. I do want to share with the group that we have recently made some very significant progress. I'm very excited with the progress that we have made, and I'm looking forward to us moving forward here very shortly for the contract. So appreciate everybody's patience, and really looking forward to getting us across the finish line. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Just wanted to let everybody know very satisfied with our recent significant progress. I'm really looking forward to moving that and moving on. So thank you.
Okay, next is closed session.
Move to Brandon Board of Education enter closed session for the purpose of negotiations as presented. Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane?
Yes.
Herb? Yes. Hillary?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.